I apologise in advance because today's video is going to be very, very dull. First of all, it's about politics, and secondly, it centres around the dullest man on earth who also manages to be the most infuriating. Our glorious leader, two-tier, no idea, free gear, maybe queer Keir. You know the man. My father was a toolmaker, release the sausages, smash the gangs, £22 billion black hole. That chap. Well, on X, he released a short video, or rather one of his aides released a short video, of the PM meeting an ordinary member of the public. Now, given that whenever he goes out, ordinary members of the public just hurl abuse at him, that didn't seem likely. Call me a cynic if you want, but I think this may have been staged.
Nicola, nice to see you. How are you? We've got this really, what I think is a fantastic announcement today, which is the extension of the Warm Homes discount to another nearly 3 million people, so that'd be 6 million in all, £150 off the bill.
Yeah, so it will make a massive difference to me. So through the winter months, obviously like most people, it's the most difficult with gas and electric. I've got a smart meter, I also have an app on the phone. So
oh, this is your smart meter? Right, okay, look at this. And so this 150 will make a big difference.
You know, sort of £30 or £40 a month, really, that's going to be massive.
So which bit was Imogen doing? She was helping you tidy up?
Oh yeah, and we even got soapy water and we were scrubbing all.
No.
Yeah, we did. Really pleased for the opportunity to be able to talk to him, and the reason obviously for the visit today was to come out and speak to just normal everyday people, and I'm one of those. So I'm a working parent, 3 children, I work in education. He just seemed really personable, he listened, so I think it's great that that's going to be available for people no matter what.
So who in their right mind would let Keith Starlin and Mad Red Ed into their home? Although it's worth noting that the home in question appears to be a nice new build, not a rundown council house as makes up most of Labour's Red Wall. But he's going to find a way to give an extra £150 to almost 3 million homes to help with heating. Truly, he is a god among men. The issue, however, is that everything has gone up. Before the election, Labour pledged that they would cut £300 from everyone's energy bills. That simply hasn't happened. And unless you work in the public sector or you're a fucking train driver, inflation is going up way quicker than your wages are. Everyone is poorer. It's the equivalent, from this £150, of being mugged for 20 quid and then the mugger gives you a fiver back and tells you to be grateful about it. And Nicola, she works in education. I hope to fuck she isn't a maths teacher, because she's there going, oh, an extra 30 or 40 pounds. £150 divided by 12, that is £12.50 a month. And then the Starmer bot 2000 kicks in, looking around, going, oh, it's a smart meter. What a wonder. What a time we live in. I'm surprised he didn't look at the sink and ask, do working people need running water? And then he seems amazed that a family would use soapy water to wash something, before Nicola goes into what is clearly a scripted monologue. Now, I don't believe that Nicola does work in education. I think she's either a Labour Party member or a paid actress. She says she's a normal person. No, a normal person would tell him to fuck off. He's really personable. To be honest, that's the first time I've seen Starmer talk to a woman without openly insulting her. Maybe it's because she's not an MP. And of course, it's a setup. Did anyone else spot the rose? The single red rose in the kitchen. That is next level subliminal shit. Because of course, a red rose is the symbol of the Labour Party. Yet, there's something else to prove that this was a setup. Because before this clip came out, the PM gave an interview to Peter Caldwell from Talk TV.
Do you regret being against an inquiry? You said some of the people calling it were jumping on a right-wing bandwagon. Are you going to apologise for that?
Well, the people I was referring to, and I made this absolutely clear when I said it, were the politicians who had been in power and done absolutely nothing. And then as soon as they're out of power, are screaming and shouting. So Kemi Badenoch, Chris Philp, those individuals, when they were in power, did absolutely nothing. Now, I've been campaigning and working on this for 15 years, and have as many other people. Initially, we were looking at local inquiries, but I asked Louise Casey to just do an audit to assure me there wasn't more that we could do. She's done that. She's written that up. It's a pretty long report. I've read every single word of it. She's recommended a national inquiry. I accept her recommendation. That'll be a statutory inquiry and we'll get on with it. It runs alongside the criminal investigation, by the way. It's very important. It's not one or the other, because the first route should always be the criminal route, in my view, because where we've got perpetrators that are convicted, they should be in prison.
The right-wing bandwagon. Oh, he was only referring to Tory MPs. The man can't even fucking lie properly. If he'd been working on it for 15 years, then why at the start of this year were Labour MPs whipped into blocking the inquiry? If you're watching this from outside the UK, if an MP is whipped, it means they don't have a free vote. They have to vote the way that their party tells them to. Nothing kinky. Although it is the House of Commons, so who knows. And that clip was just over a minute long. But when Starmer talks, it's like time slows down. If I was given the opportunity to interview him, I think I'd say, no, I'd rather just get fucking waterboarded. And the perpetrators need to be in jail? Yeah, I'll hold you to that, Keir. Because I'm guessing if that is the case, you're about to lose many of your core voters. Allegedly. But the reason we know the previous clip was a setup, it's the same fucking kitchen. And I guess it's possible that Nicola, who definitely isn't an actress, was approached by one of the PM's aides who said, before you meet Sir Starmer, could you and your family vacate your house so that he can be interviewed by a journalist from Northern Ireland about the inquest into Pakistani Muslim rape gangs? And Nicola went, yes, that's fine. I honestly think that this government has such contempt for the British people that they think we won't spot this obvious shit. 2 interviews taking place in the same house on 2 completely unconnected subjects. And as usual on X, it's been met with a barrage of abuse. Everything Starmer does goes drastically wrong. I believe if he visited a church, which of course he wouldn't, he'd visit a mosque, not a church, but if he did, he'd walk in and knock over a crucifix to make it inverted and then accidentally open a portal to hell. Thankfully, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, best get help, but please like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you could leave a like, a comment, or share the video, that helps the algorithm. If you would like to help me in making these videos, there's a link in the description to buy me a coffee or join my Patreon, and as ever, thanks for watching. This video will be very dull. Just realised I'm walking with my hand on my hip. Looking rather camp. Who in their right mind would let Liar Stalin and Mad Red Ed, that's what I meant, who'd let them into their house? Starmer will just be looking around for things to tax. Miliband will decommission the boiler and rip the fucking copper out of the walls. Starmer, whose approval rating is now lower than Gordon Brown after he sold off the gold reserves and crashed the economy. Things are going well, Keir. And I'm amazed that Starmer's I've said amazed twice, fuck that up. He's really personable. He comes across as fuck.